desserts which is there, very liked by kids also and as well as adults also. So the method what we are going to use for the chocolate mousse today is your sabaya. Okay, so let's start. The ingredients what we are going to use for your chocolate mousse are grain sugar. Okay, here I am using grain sugar, but you can also use your castor sugar also. Okay, then I am using a flavoring here, that is orange. Eggs, I am going to use egg yolks and one whole egg also. Okay, then there is chocolate and your fresh cream. Chocolate and fresh cream I am going to combine together. Okay, the fresh cream what I am using here is basically your Amul. So you can use any other fresh cream which is available in the market, not necessarily it has to be Amul. And then I am using whipped cream over here. You can see a whipped cream here. The company which I am using is your Rich Topping. Now there are a lot of other companies also like Truffle. Okay, so you can use those companies also. No hard and fast rule that this company only has to be used. Okay. Equipments what we require for making of chocolate mousse are, first of all, very important is your induction. Okay, now here I am using induction, but if you want to use a gas, you can use a gas range also. A pan, induction based pan I am using, spatula, measuring spoons, your whisk, a ladle, round spoon also will do, a ladle also will do, glass bowl, because I am going to place this on top of this over here like this. So you have to make sure that the bowl what you are using has to be of this size basically. Okay, I am going to put water here and I am going to make sure that it doesn't touch the base. Then any bowl, I am just using a glass bowl. You can use a steel bowl also. Basically for your egg, I am going to separate out the egg yolks and egg whites. So any bowl and something to set your chocolate mousse. So I am using this ramekin molds which are available with me, and water for my double boiler. Okay guys, so what we are going to start making the chocolate mousse. So before the chocolate mousse, I am going to show you how to make the truffle, because this truffle is going to go inside in your chocolate mousse. The truffle has to, like, you have to cool it down, okay, before you put it inside in the sabaya. So that's the reason I am going to make the truffle before I start making the sabaya. So what I am going to do, this is my fresh cream. Okay, I am just taking my fresh cream and I am putting, this is around 100 grams of fresh cream. You have to use a ratio of 1:2. Okay, so 1 is your fresh cream and 2 is your chocolate. I'm just going to mix this. Now be careful, you don't have to burn the fresh cream, because when the heat is too much, there are a lot of chances that you end up burning the fresh cream. So just make sure you don't burn the fresh cream too much. Okay. Just be careful, and as I said before also, it is not necessary that you have to do this, on the induction. I am doing it on the induction. Can you see this now? The temperature is increasing, that's the reason. I am using spatula, so I am making sure that everything is being, properly. See, now this is your chocolate. Okay, this is your compound chocolate. Not necessary you have to use the compound chocolate only. You can use the couverture chocolate also. What we do is just take this and you just put this here. Just scrape out everything like this and just mix this. Okay, so you see now I have been mixing this continuously. Mostly the chocolate has melted. Okay, what you can do is to make sure that it mixes properly, you can use a blender also on this, so everything gets mixed up really nicely, you know. So that is what we many times do. Then now see here there are no lumps. Okay, but if in case that you had lumps inside it, like your chocolate has not melted inside it properly, you can give a little this thing, you can heat it up a little more. Okay, so don't worry that if there are lumps inside it. Just make sure that you put everything inside together like this. Check whether there are any lumps or not. So this is how my truffle is done now. Now I am going to put this for cooling. Okay, for some time. This will take some like at least an hour. At least I'm saying, okay. It might take a little more also. Check it before you use it for your sabaya. Okay. So now we're going to start making sabaya. Okay. So these are the two bases what we are using mostly for our desserts. One is like we have already learnt about your custard, okay, and the second base is your sabaya. So with sabaya we make chocolate mousse and we also make lemon souffle also. We'll be learning about that also. So to start with sabaya, what we are going to do is I'm going to take a bowl, okay, a container, basically a flat bottom. Again, as I told you, this can be done on the gas range also. I'm going to start this and I'm going to put water inside it. Okay, now I need a bowl which can sit on this. Okay, it can fit over here. You have to make sure the water is not touching the bowl. Okay, it is very, very important because I don't want too much of heat. I just need the minimum, like the heat which is generated with the vapors. That is what I need over here. That's the only reason why I'm not putting this directly on the gas range. Okay, that because the whatever exact heat I need is I will get over here. Okay, so this is, let the water is boiling. I'm going to put sugar here. Then I'll require 1 whole egg and 2 egg yolks. Okay, so 1 whole egg goes inside here. I'm not going to use the egg white. You can either collect it and use for something else, okay, some other dessert, or even you can make a simple egg white omelette out of it, okay, or any dessert like basically macarons or something also where only egg whites are required, so you can use that. Careful. Okay, so these are I am going to mix this nicely. Okay, and in this only my 1 tablespoon of water will go inside in this mixture. Okay, As I told you in the initial stage, you can use caster sugar also here. So my 1 tablespoon of water will go inside. Now the water has started boiling. I'm going to place it here. Okay. And I'm going to beat it like this. I'm going to continue beating like this. Okay. At home, if you don't have a glass bowl, you can use a steel bowl also. Not necessarily you have to use a glass bowl. And one more thing is that when I am beating this like this, basically what I am trying to do is I am trying to incorporate air. Okay. So how do you come to know whether the mixture is done or not? See, can you see this? This is pretty liquidy. Okay. Can you see this? Okay. Like this. So this is pretty liquidy. Once you start beating this, once you start incorporating air inside it, this will start becoming thick. Okay, the color will also change. It will become faint, a little faint yellow. Okay, and this will look more aerated. That is when you come to know whether your sabaya is done or not. So guys, can you see this? Now the color has changed a bit. Okay. I edited the video. I am not showing you the whole this thing, but basically I have been whipping this for almost 10 minutes now. Okay, can you see this? Nicely it is done like this. See, but it has to be a little more thicker. So I am going to continue beating this so that you get the exact consistency. Okay guys, can you see this now? See, can you see this? A ribbon is formed, okay? Which means you can see. You have to beat this nicely, okay? So this ribbon is formed like this. This is the indication that you are on the right track, okay? Now again you have to understand guys, it's very very important that the temperature shouldn't be too much. Okay, if the temperature is too much over here, there are lots of chances that your this egg mixture sabaya is going to curdle. Okay, so it's very very important that you have to maintain the temperature. Now if in between it happens that baba your mixture the temperature has increased too much, you just remove the bowl, put it on the side like this and you beat it like this. Okay, this is what you can do so that you maintain the temperature. So now my mixture is almost done here. Okay, just scrape this. This, check there are any lumps or not. There are no lumps here. Very carefully we have beaten this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to use the flavor over here is orange. Okay, now there are many flavors which are available in the market. You can use all those flavors, like for example you want to use a chocolate this thing Oreo, okay, or for example you want to use orange. So I'm using orange right now. So there are different flavors that you can use. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cool for some time, and then I'm going to put all these flavors inside it. Okay, so let this cool for it will take about 5 minutes to cool, and then I'm going to put the flavors. Okay, so can you see this guys? Now see, this has cooled down. Okay, after it cools down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my truffle which I had made. Okay, you remember we had made this truffle 2:1 of your chocolate and your fresh cream. Okay, I'm going to put my truffle. scrape all this. I'm going to put it. And we mix this. Okay. Once we mix this, I'm going to put my whipped cream. I've already whipped my whipped cream. So I'm going to put this whipped cream. Okay. And I'm going to lightly fold this. I'm not going to apply too much pressure here. Very lightly I am going to fold this. Okay. Very, very lightly. And then here, that time only I am going to put 3-4 drops of my orange essence for my flavor. Very lightly, see. I am not applying too much of pressure, otherwise it will become flat. Now if you want it more chocolatey, you can always use this extra chocolate which is there. Okay. First, what I am going to do is I am going to remove all my I am going to remove the whisk and I am going to fold this. Check the base nicely. Okay. Normally we suggest to fold the chocolate mousse with the spatula only. It is more easier. Okay, more than easier, you don't apply too much of pressure on it. Okay, with the whisk there are chances that you over mix it. So here the chances are very less of over mixing. Okay, now what you can do is, either you can check, taste this and check whether you need more orange essence or whatever flavor. Okay, and if you want, you can put more also. Now one more part about this chocolate mousse is that this chocolate mousse is only one mousse which doesn't have gelatin inside it. Okay, why? Because your chocolate itself has its setting qualities. So I had just put the truffle and this has already set. Okay, no, otherwise your mango mousse or your coffee mousse, all the other mousses what we make normally will require gelatin as a setting agent over here. Okay, so this is done. Now this is quite thick, so what I am going to do is I am going to pipe this in the ramekin molds what I have. Okay, so I have this disposable piping bag, so I am using this piping bag, and I have this nozzle. Okay, this is your star nozzle which I have. Okay, I am going to put this inside here in my piping bag. If you have something like your silicone piping bag or a paper piping bag, that also is okay. You can use whatever is available with you. Now what I am going to do is I am going to take this, because my chocolate mousse has become a little piping consistency. So I am going to put this inside like this. Okay. Now don't put too much, just remember one part, this you have to seal it here, because if I put too much of this, it is going to come out from behind. Okay, this piping bags normally you have to cut it here. So I am cutting it here. Okay. Now guys, it all depends on how you mix. If you over mix it, okay, or you apply too much of pressure, there are a lot of chances that your chocolate mousse is going to become liquidy. Okay, so it all depends on how you mix. So in that case, you can just pour it. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to pipe it. So I'm taking Okay, and this is our chocolate mousses done. Now I will put this in the fridge for some time to set. Okay, and then I will garnish it.